The car is just completely broken aerodynamically. Red Bull just confirmed they're winding down development on the car Max Verstappen has spent all season loudly and repeatedly calling broken.
But it's clear that at the moment we cannot fight, with those cars.
Now, right as the summer break officially begins. Before we get into what that actually means, here's the full story of how we got here. An overweight car back in February, a rear wing that kept spinning the car out through the middle of the season, a Hungary upgrade that still left Verstappen calling it undrivable. And now, finally, the confirmation that Red Bull isn't chasing a fix anymore. This is the entire 2026 arc, fully documented, and what it actually means heading into the break. Let's get into it. But before, if you want more updates and news on Max, then hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns. 2026 brought F1's biggest regulation reset in years: new power units, a new weight limit, active aerodynamics, meaning every single team started from zero. Red Bull came into the season with genuine optimism after Verstappen's stunning late 2025 title fight. That optimism didn't survive preseason testing. Technical director Pierre Watch admitted early on the RB22 had some challenges with the weight, and by the time the season actually started, leaked weighbridge photos from Shanghai suggested the car was carrying a serious amount of extra mass. Team boss Laurent Mekies has since confirmed the RB22 is currently the fourth fastest car in the field, behind Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren. Red Bull's worst start to a season since 2015. That's the year this entire story truly begins. Here's exactly how bad the weight issue got, and how it slowly improved. At the start of the season, the RB22 was reported to be more than 10 kilograms over the 768 kilogram minimum, with some estimates running as high as 13 kilograms during Barcelona and Bahrain testing. Sources close to the team, cited by the race, said the extra weight was quietly masking roughly 0.2 seconds of lap time. Red Bull chipped away at it steadily, down to an estimated 6 to 8 kilograms overweight by June, through successive sidepod and underbody redesigns. Progress, sure, but not a full solution. And Red Bull had already told reporters not to expect the car to hit its target weight before the summer break at all, meaning this problem was still very much unresolved heading into Hungary. While Red Bull fought the scales, a second problem emerged, one nicknamed the Macarena wing by the paddock for the way it would swing open and shut mid-corner. It's Red Bull's active rear wing system, designed to reduce drag on the straights. The issue? It kept failing to close properly, sending Verstappen spinning off. It happened at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. It happened again at Silverstone, ending his race early. It happened a third time in Hungarian GP qualifying, the exact spin that triggered his completely broken aerodynamically radio outburst. 3 separate incidents with the same mechanism in 4 race weekends. Red Bull eventually reverted to their older, previous specification rear wing design after the Silverstone failure, a rollback, not an upgrade, on the exact part that kept costing Verstappen valuable track time. Okay, before we go any further, make sure you're smashing that hype button, because it's about to get a lot more insane. Red Bull went into Hungary hoping the energy-rich circuit would suit the RB22 better than Silverstone or Spa had. Verstappen described massive degradations in qualifying that made the car completely undrivable by the end of Q3, spinning at the final corner and venting straight on team radio. The car is just completely broken aerodynamically. It's just getting worse and worse. What a joke. Both he and teammate Isaac Hadjar independently described near-identical struggles all weekend, with Hadjar calling the pace rubbish since Friday. Verstappen still finished P2 in the race, largely through strategy and one of the best overtakes of his season. But by his own admission afterward, he genuinely didn't understand how the result happened, given how the car actually felt underneath him. And now, the part that really changes the outlook for the rest of the year. Team boss Laurent Mekies has confirmed Red Bull will gradually wind down development of the RB22, shifting focus increasingly toward the 2027 car. This, despite Verstappen's continued push for more updates. That's a direct contrast to McLaren, whose principal Andrea Stella said this same weekend that top teams still have as much as half a second of lap time available through targeted updates before the season ends, and that McLaren has deliberately kept budget available to keep chasing it. In other words, while McLaren keeps developing full steam ahead, Red Bull is now confirming they're stepping back on the exact car Verstappen has spent all season calling broken, undrivable, and a joke. So here's the honest answer to the obvious question. Does Red Bull actually build Verstappen a competitive car after the summer break? Based on what's actually been reported, not this year's car, not in any major way. The RB22's core problems, the weight, the wing, the balance, are being managed rather than truly solved, with real resources now shifting toward 2027. That matters enormously alongside everything we've covered in past videos. Verstappen's exit clause is mathematically active after his Silverstone DNF, and he has until October to decide whether to actually use it. If the car he's racing for the rest of 2026 isn't getting meaningfully better, and Red Bull's own team boss has confirmed as much, that's a very different backdrop for his decision than if a genuine turnaround were actually coming. 3 incidents in 4 race weekends, prompting a reversion to the previous specification rear wing after Silverstone. Red Bull 4th in the constructors' standings, their worst start to a season since 2015, per Mekies' own comments. Hungary result, Verstappen P2 from P4 on the grid, still openly calling the car undrivable throughout, with resources shifting toward 2027 despite Max Verstappen's wish for more updates. That's the outlet's own framing of the situation, not something Verstappen has said directly on record himself. Contract context carried over from what we've covered before. Exit clause active since Silverstone, October decision deadline, contract otherwise running through 2028. So if you were hoping this video ends with Red Bull riding to the rescue after the break, the facts say otherwise, at least for now. The overweight chassis got partially fixed. The wing got rolled back, not solved, and with reported development now shifting toward 2027, the RB22 Verstappen has raced all season is largely the RB22 he'll finish the season with. That's not us speculating for drama. That's exactly what Red Bull's own team boss has been reported saying, contrasted directly against a rival team principal insisting there's still lap time on the table if you keep spending on it. Whether that changes anything about October's decision, we'll find out once racing resumes. Smash that hype button, subscribe, and we'll track it from there.